What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Football Boot Hour with me, Boot Wizard, on my channel, and my co-host, as always, Mr. Andrew from the Lockhart Boot Blog. This week, we're going to be talking about the best boots on the market that are not from one of the big four brands. But before that, as always, Andrew, what have you been wearing this week? What's next up on the testing block? Because your ASICS review, fantastic, really interesting. I would definitely give those a whirl if I wore leather boots, but you know. But what's next? What's next for you?
Shockingly, I forgot to bring him in here. It's the next pair of ASICS. It's the Ultreza 3, which I know...
You showed them last week.
Yeah, I did. Okay, I got my
So
bases
everyone,
covered.
go and watch last week's podcast if you haven't already.
You'll see them. So yeah,
Nice.
Got it started on those, and yeah, that's kind of it.
That's where it's at. Yeah, I'm on socks again. Testing them with the Tequila, so the Tequila is probably my next boot review. And then I'm still testing some socks, and it's the Velocity grip socks I've been testing, which is a company out of Leeds, which is just down the road from where I grew up, my hometown of York in England. So I already like them, and they're a very interesting sock because I should have brought them. I didn't. I generally, if you ever watched any of my sock reviews, I don't like crew sock plus grip as a grip sock. And they always have the silicone grip.
Yeah.
These have a silicone grip, but the sock base itself is actually really nice. So that's going to be an interesting review when I get to it. But speaking of socks, Technigrip will be my next actual review. And if you were here last week, people, you will know Technigrip sponsored our podcast last week, and they're sponsoring this one too. So yeah, 2 weeks in a row, we have a sponsored podcast by Technigrip, and Technigrip are sponsoring you, the viewer. So you guys have the opportunity to win one of 5 pairs of Technigrip grip socks completely for free, and you also have the chance to win a huge discount off a pair if you don't win a free pair, all the way up to 50%. How do you win them, you might ask? Down in the top pinned comment and also in the description. It's also on my socials. It's also on Andrew's socials, at Boot Wizard Boot Reviews, at Lockhart Boot Blog. You will be able to find a link. You click on that link, you enter your email address, you go into the draw. You know what? I should have prepped this in advance, but I'm gonna disappear for a second. Hold on.
It's my podcast now.
It's all right. Don't panic. I'm back. There we go. These are the Technigrip grip socks, and I want to give you just a brief look at them. So these are grip socks, and as you can see, it doesn't look like they've got any grips on them. And that's because they use like a really interesting grip yarn that they weave into different areas, and it feels very grippy. It's a really interesting concept. It's probably one of the socks that I'm most excited about because it's so different to anything I've tried. It's very effective. They are going to be in an individual review on Boot Wizard, and they're also going to be on my tier ranking list. So check that out. But these are well worth checking out, and try and win yourself a pair. Thank you to Technigrip for sponsoring
thank you so much.
the podcast.
Greatly appreciate it.
We appreciate it, and we're passing that on to you. With that said, we still do have boots to talk about, and we have to rank what came out this week, which again was a lean week, and we're looking a little dicey there for a second. I want to start with something that I think you have thoughts on, Andrew, and I want to hear these thoughts. Let's dive right in. I'm just going to hand it all the way over to you. We've got the 11 Team Sport exclusive Puma Future. They're going to collab the same way Unisport do with a Puma Future. Andrew, would you like to explain what has gone on with these and what your thoughts are? I'm just going to sit back.
Yeah. I was kind of wondering when this would bleed over into football boot design, but according to 11 Team Sports, they used AI in their design. So at first I was like, oh, this design looks pretty cool, blah, blah, blah. Oh, you used AI? Like, come on, guys. I mean, one, just pay an artist. Just pay artists. There's so many artists out there chomping at the bit for work because AI, they're trying to replace artists with AI because it's easier to type it and way cheaper, obviously, to type in a prompt than to pay somebody. But like, I mean, even aside from that, when you come out and you say, oh, this boot's made by AI, an AI prompt, it's like, okay, Unisport has done their collabs for years and they've come up with the designs themselves in-house. And same with some other designs, like Puma did the last future for St. Pauli, and they put a skull and crossbones on it, and it's skull and crossbones lacings and stuff. Sure, it's simple, but somebody designed that. Somebody got paid to design that. It wasn't just, oh, let me just type in a computer. You're not an artist if you just type crap into an AI prompt. And let me be clear. Stop using AI. It looks like garbage. Now, it turned out okay for this. But still, the very concept and the very idea was an antithesis to art, design, everything. It's just disgusting, in my view. Absolutely disgusting. And for that reason alone, it's going in awful. It's going to be our first boot in awful. I thought we were going to be a bit longer for that one, but it's going straight into awful. Pay artists. You pay your artists, okay? There are people out there who do good stuff, do really good stuff, and you guys are just, yeah, it's just laziness and callous, pretty much.
I absolutely agree. And my thoughts on replicate yours. My only things that I will add is that this is obviously supposed to be inspired by the graffiti of Berlin. Like, that was the whole concept of this, which is perfect for obviously 11 Team Sport and their kind of German Berlin connections. And I'm like, why did you not go and find a graffiti artist in Berlin and ask them to design it?
Yeah,
like, you had an opportunity to...
Yeah.
Right? You had an
Berlin's
opportunity to
had
work...
amazing graffiti.
Yeah. You had an opportunity to work with some incredible artists in the community that you're trying to showcase. And now what you've done is you've taken the work that they do, the concept, the environment that they create with their work, and just handed it over to a cheap AI prompt, which is awful.
It's basically saying we don't actually care about the community. We just want to profit off of it, which is like, it's naked late stage capitalism.
And you know what? It's not the brag they think it is. The fact that they put that out on their social media as like an advert, like, oh, look what we did to create this boot with AI. I'm like, you ass hats. Like, what the hell were they thinking? Like, somebody did not think that through before, one, they did it, and two, they posted about it trying to make it a brag. Like, shocking.
That's
shocking.
Extremely poor behavior.
Yeah.
Just...
it's awful, and we will move on from it because otherwise we're just going to rant about that. And this is going to turn into a capitalism rant if we get into this. So anyway, 11 Team Sport, Puma collab, purely based on AI. You are in awful. That's where you're staying, and you will not convince us otherwise.
Congratulations on being the first.
Yes, the first bad people. You are bad people. I'm pleased you have that little, like, turn off and on your microphone. Otherwise, we would have been demonetized so fast in the last 2 minutes. Let's move on to something a little more friendly, although I don't think you're going to be particularly kind about it anyway. We got a whole new pack from Nike, the Rising Gem pack. So this is the kind of silver purple vibe, silver grey purple vibe they've got going on, with the swoosh is like the main feature. So they've got it in kind of like a very diamond type pattern, varying across the different boots. Definitely reminds me of the Phantom Venom swoosh, the way that they did that. But that is where we're at with this new Nike pack, which I think is nice. I think it looks good on feet.
Yeah, it's fine.
Not blown away by it. What are you thinking?
Yeah, it's fine. It's like the details look great. The sole plate, the iridescent sole plates are great. The detail on the swoosh is great, but the color choice is just kind of like it's a good shade of gray, but it's bland. It's very bland in my view.
Yeah, I'm just seeing if I can get like an image up just for myself here, just for a little look. But yeah, so because my initial thought was basically that these were really nice, okay? But then the more I looked at them, the more the images that they've used have been shot or edited using a fill color that comes across. So there's a blue and a pink lighting that they've used to give kind of texture and color to the boots, which is a little bit misleading if you just look at the boot as a blank canvas. And I love the elements, like you say, the details, but it does end up looking flat, I think is the word I would use.
They ProDirect put on that like playtest ASMR or like getting ready ASMR or whatever.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, and like they took the boots out and they put them on, and it's like, oh, they don't look good. They don't look good doing that. But you can see why the images were so important. The official images were so important to them.
My thought is that if you want to know how to do a grey boot, you go and look at New Balance's Grey Day boots from a couple of weeks ago.
Absolutely.
That's how you do a grey boot.
That's really well done. And then Nike came out and just went...
I will give props to Nike for the sole plate on that Rising Jetpack.
Looks really
that
good.
Is very nice. That kind of iridescent fade. Oh, that's one of the better looking sole plates I've seen this year.
Yeah, it's just a shame they couldn't save it for a better colorway.
So, what are we feeling about this one? Meh?
Meh.
I think meh's fair, and there's no standout boot in that pack where I'm like, oh, this boot is better than that boot, and we should kind of separate them out. They're all very similar.
If anything, the Tiempo's the worst one.
The Tiempo is definitely the worst one. The Tiempo is bland, bland
really
upon
bad.
bland. Okay, let's put the Tiempo in bad, and then we'll put the rest of the pack in meh. How's that sound?
First Nike pack coming across, and I win.
Boom. And I'm such a Nike shill sometimes as well. Like, I love Nike stuff. Like, it's you know what I mean? It's just like my brand. I like it. So to, if anybody was ever wondering if, my thoughts on Nike bleed over into my opinions on boots, they absolutely do not. I will slam your boots if you do a bad job. They're not great. If you do want to buy them, I'm going to leave another link down in the description for that, and that helps the channel. By all means. Wear what you wear.
Yeah, I think there will be a couple of people who be like, oh, this is a bad take, but...
Yeah. If you think this... You think it's a bad take? Yeah, get your own podcast.
Do it yourself.
Or let us know down in the comments, and we will be very cordial and friendly about the fact that you disagree with us. Finally, we will move on to a boot that hasn't really released. We've just seen a tease of it, but I was interested enough in the tease to definitely mention it today. And that is the New Balance. So it's a New Balance Furon 7 Plus. It's a Saka signature colorway, and it's in collaboration with a brand, Amy Leon Dior is my Amy Leon Dior. I don't know the brand. I know that they've worked with New Balance a lot. I've seen New Balance sneakers with this collaboration all the time, and I know they're a reasonably new brand. They're only like 10 years old, should we say? But I don't really know much about them. But the teaser that we've seen is a white and gold, very Saka specific colorway. He's doing kick-ups in a full like suit in the promo.
Yeah.
I think they look fantastic.
Yeah, those are gorgeous. And if they come out, I mean, it's a good sign when like the first teaser shot is on feet, and on feet they already look like spectacular.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think these are going to be a must pick up if you love the Furon.
So I feel like, do we rank this and then adjust when we see better colors, better shots, or do we not rank it and wait? I think we rank and adjust if we need to.
It. Yeah, I'm going to put it in superb.
Yeah. Top tier. Absolutely top tier stuff. Just from what we've seen, they look amazing. If you haven't seen them yet, go and check it out. It's on New Balance's website. You can sign up on the website of the brand, which I'm not going to say again and butcher the name again, for a notification email when they drop. I did that myself. So, definitely check that out. I definitely want to get a hold of a pair of those.
Oh, and we did have a New Balance pack drop this week as well. The, like, lime...
Did we not rank that last week, no?
Did we rank it last week? When did it
I don't know. Did we rank that last week?
Oh, no.
Oh, my God. Look how well organized we are.
Oh, no.
So I plan this. Like, I plan what's going on with this. And I was like, I won't worry about that. We did that last week. But you could be absolutely right. 7th of May.
Mm-hmm.
So we didn't rank that.
We didn't rank
Let's rank that. We are professionals, ladies and gentlemen. We know what we're talking about.
The Lime Glow Pack.
Yeah, Lime Glow Pack, which I shared on the 7th of May at 9 a.m. So these definitely have vibes of the MDS. But as we said with the previous Nike pack, that if you want to do a grey pack, look at what New Balance did. When you compare the MDS and this, if you want to do a lime green pack, look at what New Balance did.
New Balance did, yeah, it's excellent.
It's so good, and it's so much nicer than the MDS. The MDS is too busy for me. There's too much going on. The green shade is slightly off.
Yeah.
This is New Balance. Who have you hired? Who is in your design team? Who have you put in charge of marketing? Because whoever these people are, give them a raise.
Yeah.
Like,
absolutely.
New Balance 2024 are knocking it out of the park. Every colorway, every release, every piece of marketing. They are doing such a good job.
Yeah.
Like,
they're really on a roll right now, and I really hope it translates to, like, I hope the boots are selling well for them.
Me too. I'm really hoping that what they've done is making people go out and buy the boots, and they're seeing, if we do this, if we do the right things, we do make more money. It does translate across, and then hopefully they keep doing it. We actually had a. So go.
Go ahead.
Oh no, I was going to say we had a commenter last week who was talking about had some inside knowledge on Under Armour, because we spoke about them, and was saying that Under Armour were trying to take a more of a New Balance approach to things. So I'm really sorry I've forgotten that person's name, but thank you for your information. It's down in the comments of the last video, and if anybody wants to go and read it, there's some really good inside information on New Balance there. On Under Armour there. And he was saying that it's literally like they're trying to take that approach, which I think is very interesting.
Sorry, what were you saying? It's for the Euros, apparently, this Lime Glow pack. So it's a little early for my liking.
I agree.
And as much as we've loved this pack and the Grade A pack, they're really close to each other. That's really close to each other. And maybe not a lot because not as many people buy New Balance, but I could see that potentially that some people buy the grade A pack and then turn around and go, well, I just bought the grade A pack. I'm not going to turn around and buy this New Balance, the Lime Glow. The flip side is it'll be on feed all tournament, so there should be hopefully retailers have stocked up enough to where it should be available throughout the Euros, because I'm willing to bet those will look great on the Euros. I mean, those are going to stand out like crazy with the England kit, for example.
Yeah, they're a proper summer vibes tournament boot.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I agree. I'm assuming the New Balance logic was that the grade A pack was like this special edition for the day, and then they're just following their normal launch procedure for the Lime Glow. But it would have made a lot more sense to give that grade A pack the rest of the season, say, and then launch the Lime Glow. I'm assuming they just wanted the boots on feet for as many people as possible for last days of, La Liga, the Premier League, things like that.
Yeah.
Try and send them out. But either way, great boots. And are they top tier as well? We happy with top tier on those?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Top tier. And New Balance, keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah. You're knocking
very
it out of the
impressive.
park. Eventually I'll review one of y'all's boots.
I've already done the Furon, and like I say, the Tequila will probably be my my next review. And I've definitely got to look into this 442, this synthetic 44 general release 442 that was floating about the place. I don't know much about it. I definitely need to look into that because I might give that a whirl. I reviewed the old 442 SP that I think you sent me.
Yeah.
The 442 SP, which was the old synthetic one, Japan, which is great, which is now owned by Boot Maniac. He bought them off me, so he now owns those. The joys of knowing people in boots is just a cyclical amount of boots going around the place.
Yeah, basically. I will say real quickly, on the 442, it's been seen as a budget option almost everywhere. It is not a budget option in Japan.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
It is... The retail is more expensive than... Well, like the A6 DS Lite Pro that I tested. It's actually... Last time I checked, it's as expensive as the most expensive A6 boot. So I think it's like 24,000 yen. Yeah.
That's pricey enough.
Yeah, it's not...
Because they're floating around like the $100 mark, like most places.
Yeah, I wonder if it's because in the Japanese market, leather boots take such a high priority over everything else that they're just kind of like, let's just, charge whatever.
Yeah, they know that boot is going to sell, so they're like, we're just going to bump the price of that one. We're going to offset what we're not going to make on the other boots by selling the 442 at the higher price.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, and because they don't sell the Tequila here.
Yeah,
okay, so
weird.
the older colorways are sitting below 20,000 yen.
Okay.
But like they've had some one-off colorways that have been like that, like kind of dark chrome one that was like a purple. That was like 30,000.
That was really nice, actually.
Yeah, that's the same price as that's more expensive than a Predator is here.
Damn.
Yeah, the newest grade A pack is it's more expensive than pretty much every A6 boot.
Bloody hell. If anybody else has kind of this similar experience, let us know. It's good to get like stuff from all around the world. You live in a place where, like reviewers like myself who are maybe in Ireland, the UK, the US, who are like, oh yeah, go out and buy this budget boot, and then it's just absolutely not budget where you're from.
Yeah, it's not
do let us know.
at all. Yeah.
Wow.
In fact,
unexpected.
This is just not trying to take up too much time here, but it's more expensive than the Mizuno Morelia 2 made in Japan. So, make it make sense.
Make it make sense. We've just given New Balance loads of praise, and we're like, what are you doing with your pricing in Japan? You have no idea.
Yeah, you gotta pick them up first and then kick them.
Yeah, build them up so you can knock them down.
Absolutely.
We will now move on to our main topic. Our main topic is the best boots outside of what are generally considered to be the big four. So you've obviously got Nike and Adidas, they're your big two. And then we have gone with Puma and New Balance as our other two. Obviously, there's the argument to be made of things like Mizuno and things like that, but Mizuno are a little bit more niche. They're definitely not as widely available, and I think with what New Balance have been doing recently, they're definitely... hey, you know what? They might not be number 4. New Balance might be number 3, because Puma have shot themselves in the foot so often.
Yeah, and if we want to, we could make an argument to put Mizuno in there anyways. Because of the best of the rest, most people are looking at Mizuno these days.
That's true. Very true.
So.
But this particular subject is definitely more of an area of expertise of my good friend Andrew, Mr. Lockhart Boot Blog over there. So I'm going to kick to you first. What would be like your first pick for either a boot or a brand that's like a must-try outside of those big four?
Oh. It's
look what's here.
Weekly mention of Adler.
Why did I not see that coming? Why was I not... Like, it looks like I set you up for that, and I really didn't.
I've been... speaking of which, obviously, the pre-order window's closed. I think the next one might be in June. I have been pushing them like crazy for custom colorways, so we'll see on that end. But yeah, obviously, I'm going to say Adler every time.
Yeah, the two questions we always get on Adler are, can we get custom colorways? Because everybody sees your pair of Yatagara shoe and goes, how did you get those? And yeah, magic. And then the other one is, can we get bigger sizes? So Andrew is on all of these things. He has seen and heard, and he's on those. I've obviously recently reviewed the Yamatokyo. Literally, it was my very last boot review. Very, very nice boot. I passed along my own criticisms. So, little improvements can be made here and there. Yeah. They've also been heard. But on the whole, it's an excellent boot. It's essentially a synthetic version of the Yatagara shoe to a point. But if you want to check out my review, please do. And yeah, Adler is the obvious choice, which how did I not see you coming up with that one first? What was I thinking?
Immediately when you're like, let's do this week. I was like, alrighty.
What was I thinking? I'm not going to squeeze a Nemesis reference in this week, am I?
No. You just did.
Next up, okay. I'm just going to take another one out of your hands that I think you're probably going to use for my pick. I suppose I'm going to use Asics, because I'm one boot into testing them. That's the DS Lite X-Fly 5 Special Edition.
Yeah, special edition.
Limited edition, special edition, which has now been replaced by a new version, which I haven't tried yet. But that boot is unbelievable.
Yeah.
I'm like I said, the Tequela's next, but I need to get that review out soon because it's just so good. The boot, I've been somewhat blown away by the forefoot and the synthetic leather on that.
Yeah.
What a boot.
It's like, how is this? I don't have my pair anymore because I have to sell everything I bring in pretty much.
Yeah. But I did it a second ago. You talked to the people about the Asics boot and the other ones you tried, your recent review, etc. I'm just going to get mine.
Yeah, the limited models, they came out with a new white paint colorway that looks really good, and the leather, the synthetic on it is absurd how nice it is. You could have told me it was a leather, and I would have absolutely believed you because it's just the leather and the material on that on the limited models is superb.
I assume Andrew's been just talking crap about me this whole time, but that's okay. So this is the boot in question, and this is the forefoot in question, and somebody tell me how that's not Like, how is that a synthetic?
Right?
It's
just
incredible.
ridiculously good.
Like, my word. Yeah, this boot is special. It is very, very good, and I'm assuming the new version is just a tweak on this with some extra elements. I haven't really looked into it, but I'm going to have to buy a pair, because...
Yeah. We could review the Pro.
Yes, exactly.
They do the Pro and the... Yeah, it's weird because they do have, like, synthetic versions in the Across lineup that are basically like a synthetic version of the X5 5, and a synthetic version of the X5 Pro. Jesus Christ, these names. They need to change the naming for them. But then they came out with the limited models, and it's like, now they're synthetic models. I think they're just getting rid of them completely because people are going into the limited models instead.
With this, I was speaking to Tokyo Football when I was trying to get hold of these, and so I actually got these off eBay, like an eBay store, and got them shipped over. Got absolutely murdered on import charges, but I spoke to Tokyo Football to see if I could get a pair from them, and he was like, no chance. He's like, those special edition models flew out of the door. Like, he's like, I couldn't keep hold of them. He's like, he said to me they were more popular than the leather version, which is crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, these are fantastic. I have a pair of the what are they on, the second Acros now or the third?
They're on the second Across.
Second one. So I have the first ones, the originals in like a really bright Volt color, like, which I've just called Volt despite my rant last week. It's not a Nike color. No. It's a Nike color.
But they're. Yeah, I would say Asics in general, like, especially with their current lineup, I would argue they're better positioned than Mizuno to do well, and the performance, the fit, and the feel, they've been kicking Mizuno's butt. Like, the only Mizuno I take above any Asics right now is the Morelia 2 Japan. But like the Neo Beta, I would go with Asics for both instead. Get the X5 Pro 2, which is my personal favorite. Like, for me, the temptation is very real to just go out and buy every colorway of the X5 Pro 2. It's good. I love that boot. Every time when I got the review done last year of the Pro 2, I traded them out for another pair of boots I wanted to review. But I'm kicking myself about trading them away just because I love them so much.
So sometimes you have to, though. Like, you have to sell something on to be able to afford to buy the next thing to review. And sometimes it's painful. You're like, I want to keep that boot, but I can't. And especially if there's an offer on the table, like.
Yeah, if there's a good offer on the table, it's kind of hard to say no. Yeah. Anyways, try Asics.
Yeah,
really
for
good.
sure. No question. The only thing for me they've got to do is streamline their damn boot lines and naming system. Because
streamline their naming system and make them available everywhere.
Yeah, that's true. If you do want to try a pair, definitely get in touch with Tokyo Football. That's probably your best bet. Outside of, obviously, Asia, Japan, Singapore. They are pretty good at hooking you up. Being able to get something for you. So check out Tokyo Football. Really, really good. Okay, your turn. What's next? What's your next recommendation?
I have to.
Don't pick up the Adler again. I see you reaching. Don't pick up the Adler again.
No, I was going to go with Sokito.
Ah, nice. Yes.
So I have the Kangaroo Leather Divista right now, which they are discontinuing. They're going to go straight with the synthetic from now on.
Yeah.
I really love these. I'm sad in a way they're going away from Kangaroo Leather, but it makes sense why they're doing that. We'll have to cover this topic in more detail later on.
Yeah.
But they're just a really good boot. Like, Jake, the guy who runs the brand, is a serious boot head. Is a big boot head. So when you kind of look at these and you're like, okay, they don't seem like overly crazy or anything, but when you play in them, it's like, oh, they've done their work. Like, everything is recycled materials, which is awesome. But, lots of little touches. This synthetic suede in the heel, the way the midfoot fits, the insole is super nice considering, the sole plate works really well on AG and on FG, and they know what they're doing. And their Scudetta, which is coming out this summer, that was worn by the Nigeria team captain. I'm not going to say his name because I will butcher it like crazy. But those look really good too, and they look like a brand that's going to go places. So
absolutely agree. I have the vegan version of those boots, and they are actually just you can kind of just see the orange and white just there. So that's them there, and again, they seem to be essentially a synthetic version of what you have, and they are really good, really good. Again, something else I need to get a review out on. The testing is actually finished on those. I just need to get the review done. But those are fantastic boots. I was very, very impressed.
Excellent.
I love their recycle system where you can send them boots back, send them your old boots back. They'll recycle them, give you discount off a new pair of boots. They're doing everything right that I would want them to be doing from like a modern day boot brand. And they're producing really high quality boots.
Yeah. I love it's no BS. It's like they said, we're going to do renewable boots, and they're doing it.
Yeah. It's not this idea of like, oh, we're going to be sustainable, like, Nike and Adidas for, example. They're trying to pull off this, oh, we're really sustainable kind of idea, and then at the same time just completely ignoring that at every turn, like doing whatever they think is best for them to save money and get a bigger market share. Like, they're not actually committed to it. The only reason they're committed to it is because it looks good on paper and on social media and to shareholders. Whereas
I know Adidas, 50% of their boots now are recycled. That's great. Don't make so many bloody colorways. You can tell they're only half-assing it.
Yeah, that's my point, is that I think the bigger brands are half-assing it, and they're making a big deal out of something that they're not fully committed to. They're only committed to it because they're forced to appear socially responsible.
Yep.
Whereas Sakito they're doing it, and they're a new brand, and they're making these bigger brands look stupid. They're like, here, this is how it's done. Yeah. Like, we are a brand that's come from nothing. We're very, very small, and we are kicking your ass on all the areas that you could argue are important and developing a great product at the same time.
Yeah, and based on just some feedback I've seen from Jake himself, which obviously he's biased, he runs a brand, but from the players themselves who've been wearing the Scudetta, I think that thing will explode.
I'm really hoping so. They had really great press during AFCON, and that really got picked up by so many places, so many people. The Nigeria captain, whose name I will also not try and pronounce,
Woos, I think is his first name.
Yeah, he did a really great job of being an ambassador for that boot, and I think that they released a lot of good tech details. They were very good. I don't know them the same way you do, but they were very good at sending me over some details, some pictures. So, the caster bean outsole, very reminiscent of the original GS, which, again, to the earlier point, Nike started this renewable recycled boot idea with the GS. And the same way I complained about them having Kangalite and doing nothing with it for 10 years till it was relevant to them, they started developing renewable, sustainable boot technology with the GS and did nothing with it until they did the GS 360. And then they made that, which again was designed to be more renewable, create less waste with the way that the knit was developed, and then did nothing with it. Those boots were released as hype merchandising, elements, just to be here, check out, look what we're doing, look how great we are. Oh, but we don't plan on doing anything with this tech. Whereas Sakito have gone, oh, that has to be an outsole, we're going to refine that, make it better, we're actually going to do something with it, and we're going to put it on a boot that's generally for sale. Like
Yeah.
I can't remember all of the different tech. There's like sugar cane for the upper, and it's amazing. It's genuinely amazing.
Like
I
the
will.
insoles made partially from recycled carpet
Yep.
and other recycled materials.
And it's one thing to do it; it's another thing to do it and make a great boot. Now, obviously, we don't know about the Scudetta yet. That's a different set. But it, by all counts, it seems like it's going to be good. And I will be at the front of the queue to pick that up. And on top of that, I know they said they give you discount, but Sakito boots are also pretty affordable, in the grand scheme of things. Those are not expensive boots. They're over £100 less than buying like a brand new Nike boot.
And they're on sale right now too.
There you go. If you're in Ireland, by the way, they're actually for sale through Lifestyle Sports, which is unexpected. Lifestyle Sports are one of the biggest sports stores here, but they don't particularly carry they don't carry the newest colorways a lot. They usually have like that core colorway with the top end boots, and after that you don't get the top end boots. But them having Sakito is really, really great. So if you're in Ireland, you can get them, and you can get them on next day delivery too. Try them.
Because I've got their website up, because I was just double checking the sale. It is William Troost Econ.
There we go.
Yes.
There we go. It was the last bit I was expecting to pronounce incorrectly.
Yeah, their boots are 50% off right now.
Yeah. Go and buy a pair.
So, yeah.
Buy two pairs.
They're literally, it's a top-end boot for around £100.
Yeah. Yeah. Check out, Andrew's done a review, so check out the Lockhart Boot Blog for the review, so you can get a good idea. I will obviously have mine up soon, maybe sooner after now we've had this conversation. But yeah, for me, really, really great. And you can see obviously why we're kind of talking about these non-big brands today, these non-top four, because we get to talking about them, we get excited about them. We're like, oh, these brands, these boots are amazing, and we're really like, look how impressed we are with these boots, when the main news cycle that obviously we get dragged into, we're a weekly podcast, is new Nike boots, new Predators, new, all these new things from these big brands. But there's these other brands that are out there that I genuinely find exciting. They're the things I want to get on feet and go out and play in. If I'm going out to play tomorrow in a current line boot, I'm probably not picking something from three of the big four. I'll probably take a Tequila with me. I bloody love that thing.
Definitely, yeah, the Tequila is amazing. So on to you.
On to me. I'm going to go to something that's obviously a little bit back towards the mainstream. It's still not mainstream but it's a brand I really like. You know where I'm going. I love a Lotto boot, man.
Yeah.
Can't help it. I love me a Lotto boot. So there's one boot in the lineup that I recommend, and that's the Solista 200. And that's the laced version. So there's the Solista Gravity, which is the laceless version, which is actually a very good laceless boot. Now, these boots were released about 5 years ago now. Lotto don't update their product lines very often. They are definitely due a product line update now.
They are.
But the Gravity is an excellent laceless boot. There was, I think, a lot of very unfair comparisons to the Predator 1819 at start. Like Lotto had stolen the idea from them. Now, admittedly, there are obviously elements that look similar, but I'm like, I feel like if it wasn't, like if it was a bigger brand that had done it, I don't know. I think it was just a narrative that was driven, and it was very much driven by Josh at Soccer Reviews for You, I think. And I just don't agree that it was as bad as people were making out. People were making out like it was a complete rip-off, and it's not. The upper material, while being knit, was different. The touch was different. The fit was different. There was a lot of that boot was different. There's just a little bit of it was a laceless boot with a sock. I'm like, well, how much more do you want to do with it? But it's better than the Predator 1819. It's a very good laceless boot. I still wouldn't buy it. I'd buy the one with the laces. I re-reviewed that recently. I'm still a big fan. I just say go half size down. It's runs a little bit long even with that. Not good for wide feet, but a really great boot, really great for a like a narrower foot, not great for wide feet. Really great in the wet, and can be got for under €100. There's always colorways on sale. Just don't go and buy the most recent colorway. Buy one. It's 5 years old. There are so many available colorways. Go and buy one of the older colorways. Really, really great boot. The Maestro in the Lotto lineup has so much potential to be amazing, but it has a heel issue for me. It's too... There's a lot of things that if you pick out of Lotto boots, got really good ideas. So Maestro has a heel that's super flexible in the middle point and has a cutout in it. Sounds so much like what Nike are doing at the moment with a cutout heel. And the Maestro is 4 years old. They had this idea, they just didn't execute it quite correctly. The Solista Gravity, the laceless, has a section in the middle of the laceless element, which is very similar to the power tape that Puma are currently using on the Future. The upper on the Solista is a water-resistant, slightly grippy knit upper, which, again, GX, there's a lot of really great tech there. It's just sometimes they don't execute quite properly, and the Maestro is the perfect example of that with the heel, and the fit is weird. It's technically the same last as the Solista. It should be the same. But the material in the forefoot is beautiful and it's soft. And it just does not come in close enough with the extra length. So you have to go down like a whole size and then they end up being too narrow. So, I don't recommend that boot for a sizing issue. I'm going to re-review them as well. But, for me, Solista 200 is a great boot under €100. Get yourself a bargain from what used to be a huge brand and maybe isn't so much anymore. Sorry, that was a mini... I went on a full 5-minute Lotto rant there, didn't I? I apologize.
No, it's fine. We've done full rants on Asics and Silkito. Lotto needs its day in the sun. I'm thinking of reviewing the Stadio at some point this year.
Nice.
'Cause I haven't worn one in... God. 14 years?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So.
I did. I was very lucky actually. So again, I have an affinity for Lotto. There's a few people I speak to over there occasionally, and I was lucky enough. I made a video directly for Lotto this year. So they asked me to make something that could be presented essentially to people to showcase their entire Stadio line was what they were focused on. So I actually made a video directly for them. It is on my channel if people want to see it, but don't take it as a review. It's very much a video made with technical information for internal use at Lotto. So it's definitely not a review, but it was very cool to do and very cool to be able to work with a brand like that. Hopefully I get to work with them again soon. Lotto, if you're watching this, speak to me. But yeah, I actually, again, something else you can probably see. It's a shame I should have brought them down. Just here, I got the
30th anniversary.
The 30th anniversary Zero Gravities.
50th anniversary.
50th anniversary Zero Gravities, sorry. So they're the kind of black with this...
Yeah.
I
want them so bad, but they don't make our size.
Mine are not my size, unfortunately.
I can't convince myself to get them because they're not my size.
Yeah, I got a very good deal on those. I got them at less than half price. I think I paid €100 for them. Brand new in box, etc., etc. So I couldn't say no, even though I think mine are a size 9. Which is like a full 2 sizes bigger than what I would normally wear. But yeah, they'll be good for some pictures and a review, and I really wanted them. So, can't complain. Should we do one more from you, or maybe 2 more from you if you've got anything really pressing? And then we have some football memories that you guys sent in from last week, some of which are fantastic. And then, of course, we will get to your questions as well, and inevitably run 6 to 8 minutes overtime.
Yeah. It'll happen.
After you.
Yeah. I love the Skechers Razor.
Oh, what a pick! What a
Yeah.
pick! Yes.
Yeah, they're great. Now, I loved the Vapor 10. It's still the best vapor ever. Fight me if you want, but I will die on that hill. This upper is very, very similar to that Vapor 10 upper, which I love, but with a better fitting midfoot, and I'd argue a better fitting heel.
Ooh.
It's just a great boot. The sole plate could be a little stiffer, but overall, FG, AG, those surfaces are great. I'm really happy I have a pair. I've been trying to convince Justin from the Bootcast Pod, Texas Cleat Collector, to get a pair, and he's like, it's Skechers, I can't do it. So, your task this week is to message Texas Cleat Collector and say, just get the Razor, man. Just get them. Just buy them. They've got colorways he likes. He's just like, oh, I can't do the Skechers. Get over yourself. They're great boots. They're great boots.
I also, if you don't go to Justin at Texas Cleat Collector directly, feel free to spam the Bootcast podcast. Bootcast podcast on YouTube. Just their comments section. If everything just said, like, try the Skechers Razor or something along those lines, you can be more aggressive than that if you like, but be friendly, be nice.
Yeah,
and if you just spam the Bootcast podcast comments, that would be great. I'd love Justin to have to explain that to Colby. That would be amazing.
These are excellent boots.
So I haven't tried the Razor yet. I've had them in hand once. I know somebody who has a pair, and I literally got to hold them for like a minute. And they do seem absolutely delightful. And so I could have bought a pair reasonably recently, and the only reason I didn't is because I'm obsessed with the Ice White pack, and I really want that white pack pair.
Yeah, same.
So I'm holding out till they go into sale. I could be swayed by maybe the silver green or something, but it was the blackout that was on sale, and I was like,
so good.
Oh, so good. So good. I want them so much. I have got the SKX, and I have tried that. I think that is a good boot, but I definitely think, from what you've said, from what I've seen, that the Razor is the way to go if you're going Skechers.
Absolutely. Yep.
Like, for sure. Cool. Is there any other brands you want to give a quick shout out to before we scuttle along?
We're gonna miss some.
We've missed hundreds. Yuli, our friend who's huge into small brand leather boots, is about to get in the comments and give us an absolute roasting.
Yes. I will say I don't have them with me because my friend's using them, but Royale is a small Italian brand. If you want Pantofolo d'Oro but are unsure, get Royale instead. They're like half the price, and the quality is fantastic. The pair my friend's using is 2.5 years old now, and they're still in great shape. I'm gonna probably review another pair coming up soon. Fantastic brand, small brand, really nice people. Love what they do.
If you get a chance as well, you can go on to, again, our friend Yuli, x.quetzalcoatl.x. I'll try and put his name up on the screen if I remember to do so. I believe he has a Royale discount code. It gives you like 10% off. So if you go and drop Yuli a follow and drop him a DM, he will probably freely offer that discount code to you. Obviously be friendly. Royale is a great show.
Artisan as well.
There you go.
From back then, but
and I think they have. I could be wrong here, but they have really great custom options, don't they? Like, you can build your own boot and things like that.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, it's that. We could be here for another 2 hours talking about small brand boots. We really could. Is even thing like Kipster boots. They're so cheap. Like from Decathlon, they do some really great stuff. Like, there's so many options out there. Yeah. And I wish we could go through more. Please let us know yours down in the comments. What's the one that either we've missed or you're like, this is my small brand, you've got to try this out. That's that.
Just a small interruption to the football boot hour. We'll be back to it in a second to remind you to enter our Technigrip Grip Socks competition. Hit the link down in the top pinned comment or in the description. Go through, enter your email, and you're in with a chance to win one of 5 pairs of Technigrip Grip Socks. And thank you very much to Technigrip for sponsoring this episode of the Football Boot Hour and giving you guys a chance to win some free socks or some huge discounts.
Please do let us know. With that, we shall move on to football memories, I think, is the way to go. I will read out the ones that I have one at a time. We can have a quick look at them, and then we'll have a chat. So I'm going to start with one from our comments from last week, and I really like this one. So this is my favorite fan footballing memory. Has got to be when my grandfather either got the date wrong or some kind of other mix-up when taking me to a single-A Tampa Bay Yankees baseball game. However, when we got there, was actually a crowd and noise, which is something that never happens at lower minor league baseball games. And that's because it was actually a Tampa Bay Rowdies football game instead. That day they played the Portland Timbers in an NASL game. The game was a fantastic 3-3 draw, and I've been a fan of the team ever since. That's Footloose Boots, actually. It must be.
Footloose Boots,
yeah. That's so good. How to accidentally get to support a team like your granddad just takes you to the wrong game.
Amazing.
It's
such a good game too. That's even better.
Yeah, when it's a good game. It's my granddad actually did a little bit of work on what is now the old. It's probably been demolished actually. The old York City Stadium, Bootham Crescent, and so he actually did some work in building that. He used to show us like the bricks and the parts he laid when we were there, and he used to have connections and stuff. So I do have it's kept very safe. It's not even out here. I have Dean Kiley. So Dean Kiley used to be a York City goalkeeper. For anybody who doesn't know, I have his jersey from the last day of the season signed by the entire squad because of my granddad. Because he did work on. He was a tradie. He did work on the stadium, which is very, very cool. We'll move on to the next one. So this is actually, so the person who started this whole thing off asked a question about football memories last week, has left us his football memory. So I appreciate him getting back involved. So this is here is the username. He said, my favorite football memory would actually be learning how to play football. I was 7, and before anything, I already knew about the sport through TV, but I did not know how to play the sport. So one day during my school recess, I saw my friends playing football but with a plastic water bottle. I decided to join in, and the minute I kicked the bottle through the goal, which was mini goalposts we created ourselves, I couldn't believe the feeling. It was joy, excitement, happiness, and celebration. I had a great adrenaline rush through my veins, and from that point on, sport has given me a hell of a roller coaster journey. This is football. Football is entertainment. Football is life.
It's amazing. I love that. Absolutely.
I love that so much. This is kind of exactly what I wanted from this, people sharing their football memories. There's such nice feelings about that, and just people's reactions to football. And it might remind us all sometimes that, there's more to football than a dodgy VAR call at the weekend. And we love it for a reason. We really do.
Or let me trigger the Madristas, or a linesman yet again favoring Real Madrid. It happens. Oh, but UEFA Lona. No, it's both of the Spanish teams. Get over yourselves.
It happens, and I see that one from both points of view. It looks like if it had gone to VAR, they would have been onside. But also, if the ref hadn't blown his whistle, the defense and the goalkeeper wouldn't have stopped moving. It's, it was a great game. I enjoyed it. I have no allegiance to either side, but I'm probably happy enough that Madrid won. I think, I don't know.
Maybe.
It was a good game.
I've actually got one from a good friend of mine, Alistair Seddon.
Oh yes, Alistair, what a guy. I took cocktails with Alistair all the time.
Yeah, that guy's amazing. Love it.
Yeah, what a man. Alistair, if you listen to this bit, we love you.
Yeah, you're awesome. He just simply put United 2, Bayern 1. Back that 99 treble match. So, yeah, that's a great shout.
Absolutely. I mentioned that one last week as one of mine, and I know those feels. Okay, so we're probably not... I'm looking at time. I'm trying not to go too far over. We're probably not going to get through all of these, but I will mention that I have One from Yuli, x.quetzalcoatl.x. I won't get to that one. It's very long. I absolutely love it. I've read it. We will read it out a different week. Yuli wrote an essay. Yuli is speaking of people we love, what a man.
I love Yuli.
Yeah, I also have ones from Nevin Thomas, Fernando Clement, and Alex Garcia. So I'm just going to read one of them, then we're going to do a couple of questions, and we will come back to these next week with the ones that are left. If you want to leave us your footballing memory, please leave it down in the comments. We'll add it to these ones and we'll read them out. I really am enjoying reading these, or drop us a DM at Boot Wizard Boot Reviews or at Lockhart Boot Blog, and we will go through all of these. So I'm just gonna go with Fernando's here. So this is Fernando Clement. I remember it was 2010 or 2011, and it just so happened that my 3 best friends and I all got brand new football boots for our senior year high school season. Love that. We all share the same size, so we would swap them around in our training sessions and try each other's boots. We had Predator, X, and CTR Maestri, Mercurial, Superfly, and F50s all being passed around. An absolute golden age for all of us. I like that one just because it obviously tied into the boots, and then it was also football at the same time.
That's awesome.
So good. Like, I get to do it occasionally with some people I play with because they know I have so many boots. I get to kind of give them boots to try that they would never otherwise try. And then I get to try things that maybe I wouldn't have bought or I haven't managed to get my hands on yet. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, I love that. Just the idea of being like,
awesome.
We've got like 6 pairs of boots, lads. Who's wearing what today?
Yeah. That's great.
Okay, we will move on to some questions. We do not have long left. And again, I'm conscious of not going 100 million miles over the time again. But Andrew, this one I think I even replied to the person and said, I reckon this would be a good question for Andrew. So this says, I haven't ever bought boots from abroad. Is there any tips or tricks when buying boots from another country to ensure I don't get fleeced? Keep up the good work. Thank you very much. That's from Ollie Roach.
Yeah, it's a good question. So, like, if you're buying from Japan, for example, you want to use a forwarding service like Buyee, which is what I used to use when I lived stateside. And a lot of my friends and we used to use that a lot. And Japanese shops for pretty much, I've never come across a Japanese shop that isn't reputable. But like I used Buyee to buy off of Rakuten, which is kind of like a cross between eBay and Amazon. There's lots of individual stores
online
on there.
Marketplace.
It's an online marketplace. And so that's where I used to get my boots from, and I would just go with whatever had the best prices but Buyee pretty good about that. And you can buy off like Mercari, which is like Japanese eBay basically. And I've never had issues with that place either. There are some fakes floating around there, but normally they're pretty bad fakes. They're pretty obvious. Another person we'll shout out again. We'll shout out Tokyo Football in Singapore. They're really, really good. And it just depends what you're after. But just, if a deal seems too good to be true, it normally is. Just keep your wits about you. If you have any questions, feel free to DM me. I'm always around. You're not going to take up my time. I love talking boots, so there's no issues there. But yeah, that's a good question. Just keep your wits about you.
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously, I'm in Ireland, and we've been absolutely buggered with import taxes since Brexit because of Brexit, all of they seem to put so much more effort into catching boots coming into the country now, because obviously there's so much more coming from the UK. So just be aware of your potential import charges, I say, wherever you are, depending on what you're going to get away. Like, I could potentially get really great deals from soccer.com sometimes, but I don't, because I know that the import charges are going to absolutely destroy me. I know it's legit, I know it's great, but the import charges are generally not worth it. If you have any more questions on that, anybody at all, do let us know down in the comments, and we will answer them. I'm going to leave the questions from the people there, and I'm going to shuffle into a question of my own. Andrew, what shirt is that?
Oh yeah, this is my weekly. What shirt is this?
This has become a weekly thing where you wear a shirt that I go, I don't know what that is.
So this is the local professional team from where I live. It's
Okay.
Albirex Niigata. They play in the top division in Japan. This kit is from 2008 season, and I think I paid about 14 euros for this. Long
Nice.
sleeve and everything.
So nice. It's got the J League patch on the shoulder,
Yeah.
on the arm.
It's really frustrating because I went to watch them play last week. With my son went to his first game, and one of my buddies, who incidentally is from York. Yeah, that's wild. We live in the same city. He is from York though. But we're looking at new kits, and they're like, the player kits are like 160 euros, or no, the replica, not the player kits.
Oh
the
my
player
God.
kits are the player kits are like 185 euros. Yeah, that's absurd.
Painful.
Pricing has gone. Pricing on boots has always been great here. Pricing on shirts has become absurd. And then the other
mad.
thing I've got is
Yeah, I was going to mention. So this is like the Love armband, right?
Yep. Yeah, so I went to two things a couple weekends ago. I went to, well, first there was a protest for the war in Palestine, and the the horrors that the Israel is inflicting upon the people there. And then I also, right outside of that, because they're doing a no pride and genocide. And then right next to that is where they're having the Tokyo Rainbow Pride Parade. So
Oh,
I went
nice.
to that, and Hummel had a booth. They're really, really nice people. Got a picture taken, and yeah, just put Love Wins on
Nice.
a little heart on the armband.
That's
It was
very
really
cool.
nice. Yeah.
I like that a lot, actually. That's very, very cool.
Yeah.
Especially with I don't know, with the armbands and everything that happened with like the England team or the national teams in general not being allowed to wear like those armbands over the World Cup and stuff. I think it's nice to see them, some other ones that are around and people using them and things like that. It's very, very cool.
Yeah.
Love that.
great.
I need to like up my game on the shirts and accessories. Like this is Italy. Like this.
Wait, it's so cold there right now.
Well, this is about as well. Okay, it was actually been really nice today and yesterday. It's kind of about 20 degrees maybe, which is obviously it's damn warm here. But we record this at midnight for me basically now.
Yeah.
It's 20 past midnight and like 20 past 6 in the morning for Andrew. So yeah, it's cold, but yeah, there's.
It's gonna be 30 degrees here today.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Well, with that done, Andrew, thank you for answering the question about your wonderful, wonderful kit. I need to up my kit game. But with that, could you tell the people where to find us and say goodbye?
Yeah. You can find James at Boot Wizard Boot Reviews on Instagram. And this is his channel, of course. So, again, if you're watching this and not subscribed,
What are you
the
doing?
hell are you doing? Weekly plug for his sock review, just because I know he's put so much work into it. Go watch his tier list. If he is not driven insane by the end of it, I will be very surprised.
I edited some more of
And,
it today. I reckon it's going to get to about 6 parts. It's going to kill me.
Oh my god!
Parts 1,
It'll
2,
be
and
worth
3
it.
are
It'll
out.
be totally worth it.
Yeah. Check
Everything
out
you
part
could
1, 2,
ever
and 3
want.
before I go mad.
Yeah. Give them the views, and you can follow me at Lockhart Boot Blog, which is my blog site. That's also my username for Instagram. So, thanks for watching. Send us your questions. Continue to send us your memories. I love reading people's memories. It's great.
Yeah.
And if there's anything else, just reach out. And thanks for watching. Appreciate the support. Yeah,
Lovely.
That's it.
That's it. You just
Thanks,
delayed that so we'd go over time, didn't you? We're like now 10 minutes and like
No.
10 seconds over time. I've come to the conclusion that like if I can get under 10 minutes over time, I'm like that's a good week. Now we're over 10 minutes over time. Anyway, we love you all.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.